I think this episode of Fate definitely showcased that Rin is a woman of her word. When she said, if I catch you slacking, I'm gonna fuck you up, she meant it, because in this episode, she was going for the kill, and I was like, Rin, props right there. That's what I like. I like to see that, even though you could still see that she was kind of fighting herself to do it, because you could kind of tell she has a thing for Shirou or whatever. Ultimately, she did it. She will push the button if she needs to, and I respect that. And ultimately, this episode, crazy shit. So for starters, in the beginning of this episode, we have a missing girl, and seemingly Shinji has something to do with it. I'm not surprised. Shinji's a fucking creep from what we've seen thus far. He has a shitty personality, and he looks like one of those motherfuckers that, yeah, girl, turn him down, he's gonna probably slit her throat or some shit. But a good chunk of this episode was not only a lot of action and fighting, but I think a big part of the substance is a little bit deeper than that. And that was kind of Rin teaching Shirou a lesson. This was definitely her teaching him, this is not a joke. You want to keep fucking around. You want to keep on leaving your servant behind and coming to school like it's nothing. This is real. This is serious. Stop fucking around. And oh my god, the beautiful art and animation when they were going at it, I was like, base, you photable. You always continue to impress. I love you guys. You do an amazing job. I mean, even the command seals, everything about this, like, episode, the art and animation just looked flawless. It just looked absolutely gorgeous. And I love the little subtleties that they add. I need to mention the subtleties because no one else will. Little things like, for example, when Rin ran to Shirou to kind of help him out or whatever, the first thing she does is she does a little thing like this, like lifting her hair over her ear. And that's something a girl does all the time when they're like running and they got their hair loose or whatever. And to see a little subtlety like that just shows how much care they put into animating these episodes and making it look legit, not just some BS of, okay, yeah, moving. Like, they actually take the time to put little subtleties like that, and that's what makes Ufotable different from everyone else. They care about the small details. But this episode also showcased that while he's not the greatest on offense, Shirou can hold his own as well. He was using Trace on and fucking blocking all those gigantic bolts coming from Rin looking like she's doing Getsuga Tensho or some shit. I was like, Shirou's still holding his own even though he's not a great mage. Which, by the way, I quickly got a comment on the shit that she was saying about his father. Rin, you are awesome, and you taught him a lesson, but fuck you for the way you were talking about his dad. Yeah, his father, he really wasn't a real mage, in all honesty. If you go back to Fate Zero, if you know about that Fate Zero, he didn't give a fuck about any of that. He was a god, alright? He ain't no fucking human. He ain't no mage. He was a fucking god. And the beginning of this episode got me so hyped when they're having that little conversation and just the amount of depth. I honestly completely 100% encourage everyone to go watch Fate Zero when you just see that. If you're even slightly interested in the man known as Kiritsugu, aka Shirou's father, and the things that he is saying in the beginning of this episode, it's like, you have no idea the depth that goes into that, him talking about wanting to be a hero, but it's too late for him now, and passing the ideas. Just talking about it, I'm not gonna lie, I get a little bit of the feels, but I honestly implore you, go watch Fate Zero. After, like, just getting a little bit of talking, I was like, Rin, you're smart, you know a lot of things, but fuck you, don't talk bad about Kiritsugu. Not having it. But then we got introduced to another one of the servants, the purple-haired girl, looked hot as ever, but she was fucking deadly as ever as well. So we got a couple of hotties that can fight. Good shit there, because we don't need a million berserkers at the same time, like Berserker. Scary motherfucker. But just seeing a little bit of the action, and you can definitely see that there's probably some sort of connection between that person and whoever the fuck is doing the things that they did, like to that girl that was there fucked up. And kind of, you can make some sort of connections. I'm not going to spoil anything, but definitely there's some sort of connections there. And you can see kind of how Shirou already knows about Rin. He knows what type of person she is, and he understood that she was very serious, but at the same time, he knows that she's a good person overall, because at the end of the day, she was not, like, he immediately said, no, I didn't even think you were a suspect as far as somebody that could do something to a girl like this. So the fact that he knows her, you can definitely see, maybe it's kind of signifying, maybe he cares a little bit about her at the same time, but also just really that he's a good judge of character overall. Although he should have listened to Saber when she said don't go alone. You fucking idiot. Always listen to Saber. And just epic moments all around with this episode. I mean, you got Shirou getting his arm all fucked up trying to save Rin, which kind of, again, him doing that inadvertently, because he's not trying to get anything out of it. He's just trying to be, if you notice in the beginning of this episode, is setting the foundation for who he truly is. He was talking about being a hero and standing up for justice. So him doing that is not, oh, I need to do this because, you know, I need a favor later. He just genuinely wanted to help, but inadvertently, he's getting favors, so now Rin is going to get off his balls about wanting to kill him. And in all honesty, awesome episode, great episode, 9 out of 10 this week. It was a little bit more of, I think, understanding Shirou's character, Rin teaching him a lesson that you got to stop thinking this is a game and you can do whatever you want. You're going to get yourself killed. And overall, beautifully done animation and art. It just looked phenomenal. So 9 out of 10 for this episode. Great episode. Introducing another one of the servants as well. And it's just like, Fate, Stay Night, like, Ufotable's doing an incredible job with this adaptation thus far. But let me know what you thought of this episode. First of all, who you think was behind that girl that was all fucked up there? Do you think it was Shinji? Do you think it was someone else? Also, what did you think about that girl with the purple hair that was the servant apparently fucking up Shirou? It was like she had no mercy, and when he tried to downplay her technique, she was like, I ain't having that. And any interest in Kiritsugu for people that haven't seen Fate Zero yet? Are you interested in him? Are you thinking you want to see Fate Zero? Because, again, I strongly recommend go watch that bad boy. And your overall thoughts of the episode. Kick-ass episode. I loved it. But that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.